truth is, yeah.
If you want to have a go, it's in the GameSpot booth and also on our booth over there as well. So after you've listened to me waffle on a lot of rubbish, please go and check it out for yourself.
Definitely have a go.
Yeah,
it's really good. We're going to kick things off by giving away some t-shirts. Leo's going to tell us a little bit about the game, and then we're going to have the best dressed Street Fighter characters on stage, 4 of the best. We're going to have a mini tournament up here, and the winner will win a copy of Super Street Fighter 4 to take home with them today. We've got it right here.
I should say that it is only Super Street Fighter 4 because we don't have Arcade Edition yet, but I'll also give my contact details to the person who does win it, and then we'll sort them out with Arcade Edition when it's out.
So who's up for a t-shirt? Throw one there. Not flying very far. Can you toss one? So, let me over here.
Worst throw ever.
So Leo, these are exclusive to the Expo, right?
These are exclusive to the Expo. You can also win these by getting a... Sorry, I'll try and do it properly this time. If you get a 5-win streak, and then you play me, you beat me, everyone's beaten me so far, embarrassingly, then you get a t-shirt.
I just picked you up as an amazing Street Fighter.
Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good players here, so...
Who wants this last one the most? There you go. Alright.
Right, no one got hurt.
Okay.
Good one.
So, him. So,
he's got Raging Demon in the air. He's got the second most powerful Ultra in the game. And when he does a flying kick, his foot glows, which is basically the greatest thing in the game. Probably the best move you could do with him on pressure is to use the cross up, but then you don't get the glowing foot in the face. So I recommend that you go for the glowing foot in the face. That's my personal thing. And then the other 2 guys we've got are Yun and Yang, who are twins. You'll recognize them from Street Fighter 3. They play quite similar to they did in Street Fighter 3. A little bit of backstory. Yun used to work in the same restaurant as Chun-Li.
It's good backstory.
Good knowledge. When Chun-Li went into the professional tournaments, Yun followed her, and then Yang followed Yun. They were both taught martial arts by their grandfather, and that's what we've said this time in the manual. Sure.
How do they go about, with Capcom in Japan, how do they go about balancing them when they're introducing new characters?
Sure, so there's a couple of different things. There's location testing, which is builds that are specifically different to the arcade version. We invite the pros down, they play it. We've also got a load of ex-tournament players who are part of our team, and they spend a lot of time with it, and these are guys whose execution levels are sick, like easily as good as Daigo Mahara or Ryan Hart or other name players that you might know, to the point where they're not actually allowed to enter in tournaments anymore. So these guys play the game thousands and thousands of times, they provide feedback, we put the characters out, then they go out in the wild. However much gameplay testing we've done, even if we spend a year with a team of 30 guys, it's dwarfed by the entire world playing the game within a week. Yeah. So then we just keep working on it. We just keep working on it. At the moment, there's a little bit of controversy about the power of Yun and Yang. It's early days yet, so we'll see whether or not that lasts when people understand how they work. But if it turns out that a character is too powerful, we just go in and we take care of that.
So the good news is that it's out here in Europe, just slightly ahead of the US as well. It's June 24th.
So June the 24th is the retail disc. So actually on June the 7th, you put your Street Fighter disc in the machine, Super Street Fighter 4, sorry, and then there'll be an automatic update with a lot of games that you've seen. That will allow you to go on the store and download the actual update. Once you have Arcade Edition, you'll have access to 4 new characters, our new, all of the gameplay rebalancing, and we're changing the replay channel as well. So definitely more expensive than the DLC because it comes with the initial game with it, but where it ends up, I'm not really sure.
So there's going to be tweaks to the actual gameplay experience as well. It's like Ono-san's been busy behind the scenes tweaking things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could literally talk for 5 hours about changes to every different character. Nice box.
Solid man.
It gets a little bit. I mean, if you're the kind of person who's interested in that level of stuff, I recommend you go to the blogs, specifically the developers' blogs. You see the hitbox changes, you see frame changes, all that kind of stuff. But basically, everybody's kind of been changed a little bit. Slightly weaker characters have been made stronger. The tiering hasn't changed too much. Makoto's been given a huge lift, which is brilliant because she's my favorite character and obviously the best character in the game. So yeah, I mean, you got it. It's very, very subtle stuff.
I had someone come to the GameSpot stand yesterday, and they were saying they were really looking forward to the PC release of this game. It's coming across 360, PS3, and PC as well, right?
Yeah, we didn't put Super Street Fighter 4 on PC. We apologise for that. Arcade Edition will be on PC. It'll be a little bit later than the console version, so that'll be July. I don't have an exact date for you or any kind of pricing indication, but generally speaking, PC products are much cheaper than console products.
All right, let's jump back onto the demo. Tell us a bit about these new characters as well here.
So this is Yun and Yang, the twins. Their movesets are actually quite similar. They're very aggressive. Their playstyle revolves around getting in and staying in close. Once they're in, they then revolve around limiting the other player's options. I would say that they're probably intermediate to pro players characters. If you've just started, I don't necessarily recommend these guys because you need to play quite intensely. I mean, some pro players would disagree, but I don't think pro players understand what it is to be a beginner and come into Street Fighter and be learning how to do a fireball. One of them has really rubbish hair and the other one wears a cap, so you'll probably never see me playing them. But there's a couple of guys over there in our stand who are already brilliant with them. Pop over and check them out.
And what stick are you using for this? These are the arcade sticks?
Yeah, I guess I can officially endorse our partners. We've got a stack of different Mad Cat sticks. In the office we always play with the Mad Catz tournament editions. They are probably the best thing that you can buy commercially. There's a lot of amazing custom stick builders out there as well. They're a little bit more expensive, but you get something a bit nicer. But for us, the Mad Catz tournament editions are great. Even the Mad Catz entry-level stuff and the Hori sticks are brilliant as well.
All right. Any questions from the crowd at this stage? Anyone want to ask any questions about Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition? With the promise of T-shirts for the best questions as well. Maybe here, was it? In the blue T-shirt. Sorry, Seb, right in the middle. If you could just give us your name as well.
Hi, I'm Martin. You mentioned, or it has been mentioned, that this will be the last version of Street Fighter 4, but you also talked about the balance there. I mean, will there be the possibility of balance patches in the future, or is this it, so to speak? Is this the end?
Absolutely. We're completely committed to keeping our game balanced in the long term. Previously, I guess in the old days, we had to say this is it, this is the final version. The technology didn't exist for us to deliver. Like, if you wanted to make an update in the arcades, you would have to sell an entire new board to the operator or sell an entire new disc to the consumer. But now we just do a patch. It sounds simple. There's a little bit more going on than that. There's certification. None of the platform holders want you to just do a new patch every week. So we have to pick our opportunities, and also some things which seem overbalanced or wrong or imprecise in the first month often end up being not the case once people understand. So it's getting the balance of not instantly reacting in a knee-jerk fashion, but also not waiting too long before we've got exactly what the changes are what we want to make. But there will never be a stage where we say this is it, unless it's maybe like 2 years after the game's out and there's not really any kind of a player base. But if people are still playing in tournaments,
well, right, you don't have to unlock them.
Absolutely, you don't have to. I mean, you're paying for those characters, so if you had to play a game as well,
it's a bit mean.
Yeah. The unlocking characters thing is interesting. So we don't like to unlock characters here. Americans don't like to unlock characters. Japanese players don't like it if they come with all the characters unlocked straight away. So you kind of have to get the balance. That's why Marvel vs. Capcom 3, we had 4 characters to unlock, but we made it quite easy, and anybody could unlock them after a couple of hours. But if we don't have that, we get bad feedback from Japan. So
right.
Yeah,
that's an interesting difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We got to make games for the global audience.
Okay, another T-shirt for you at the front. Yeah, this gentleman here.
What's your gamer tag so I can look at your replays?
So what's your gamer tag, Leo?
My gamer tag is Electric Leo with a space. I won't lie, I'm really, really bad. If you've never played the game before, I look amazing, but if you ask any of the Neo Empire guys here or any of the serious players hanging around them, there's better people to follow than me.
Leo's modest. Like he's much better than I am, but he will blind you with science and
right. I mean,
moves.
I understand the game. It's my job to understand it to a certain extent. Most journalists like guy don't get the chance to like play games the way that we play them. We sit down and we spend as much time as we can with the game till we're bored, then we go and we purchase a new game. Journalists have to play a game for like a day and then move on, or however long it takes to finish them, so they're rubbish. So I basically go around, I spend my time going around the games industry destroying journalists. So they all give me respect, but it's definitely not respect that's due, that's for sure.
And that's it from Leo. Round of applause. All right, one more question down here. Yeah. Sorry. Making you run around here, Sam. Sorry, this gentleman here in the grey shirt.
Hey, my name's Johnny, and I was just wondering what you thought about Phelan's balancing in Arcade Edition and how that's turned out.
I don't know much about it. I know that he's suddenly top tier or close to there. You're going to have tiering at any stage, especially in the early release. Like I said, we're committed to keeping things changing. So there will be tiering. There's some people saying he's not as strong as Yun, there's some people saying he's too strong, there's always going to be a character that's strong. If you are the kind of person and that you don't like playing against characters that are stronger tier, learn the top tier characters. If you enjoy overcoming another player who plays a top tier character, keep doing what you're doing. But as for complaining about, if you have a friend who plays Fei Long and they're destroying you and you feel that's unfair, I've literally got no answer.
No, I've been playing Arcade Edition like in the arcades around London for like...
Let's pretend that you haven't, because that version's a bit dodgy and we don't know about it.
Okay.
It's not officially endorsed, my friend.
It's absolutely not. There are no official versions of Street Fighter outside of Japan or Asia.
What's your personal favourite character from the classic set and also the new arcade characters?
I mean, for me, Ryu has kept things easy for me. I played Ryu on the SNES, I played Ryu in the early days of arcades. Like I can go to New Empire events and stuff like that and play an average game and no one really beats me up. So he's like my go-to guy. If there's less pressure, then I'll play Makoto. Makoto has this amazing rushdown game. Her execution is a little bit beyond my level, so I mess up a lot, but it's good to have something to work towards. Yeah. And she's like, she was low tier in the last version, now she's like mid to upper tier, so she's still not really strong. No. So when I win